Hey guys, Whitney here and welcome to TEFL Pros. On today's call, I sat down with our recent grad, Lou, and Lou has such a cool story to share with you. So she has been a career teacher in elementary ed. She retired a few years back and ended up transitioning into the world of teaching English to refugees, primarily in Greece. So if this idea of doing volunteer teaching, if working with the refugee community has ever been something on your mind, then sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing about Lou describe her experience on the TEFLPros Plus course. Hi, Lou.
Oh, hey, Whitney, how's it going?
It's going well. How about yourself?
Great, great. I'm just so excited that I'm finally finished.
Yes. Lou is our newest graduate, so congratulations to Lou. Yay, you made it through the course. You got your TEFL.
Yep, yep, got my
Woohoo! Woohoo! It already arrived. How
yeah,
cool is that?
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
amazing,
Well,
amazing.
first off, Lou, thank you so much for just taking a little bit of time out of your day and hopping on one of these calls and just sharing your thoughts with other people who might be interested in pursuing TEFL. Lou comes at this, guys, with a lot of years of experience. She's a career teacher, so I won't give away all the answers to everything that she's going to get into, but she has a very interesting perspective, I think, to share with us. So Lou, first thing that I always like to ask folks is like, when you think back prior to getting your TEFL, could you give us a little perspective on just where you were at in your life?
Mhm. Yeah, sure. So I had retired in 2018 from teaching little people. So, the little folks are so cute. And I love elementary education. So I had stopped teaching. I retired in 2018. And then I went ahead and joined an organization called Teach Beyond Borders. And they specifically work with the Beyond Borders portion of Teach Beyond, works specifically in Serbia, Jordan, and Greece. And so my brother had retired and he said, hey, 2018, let's go over to Greece. And we were working with refugees teaching English to adults. And so that's kind of where I thought, oh boy, and I've been doing it since then. And so excited to do that and used a lot of my own teaching background to do it. However, being a teacher, I want a credential. I want a certificate. I want something that says, yes, this person actually took the time to take a course that actually spoke to the needs of her students or their students. So I was just, yeah, that's where I was at. And I was really actively, when I'd come back to America, because I spent 3 weeks or 3 months in Greece, and I'd be back here for a couple months and I'd go back over. And I just really thought the more I was over there, the more I thought, I really want to be able to tell the people that I'm working with, especially the educators, that, hey, I have my TEFL. I actually know what I'm doing. Right. It's not like I just taught Sunday school. I actually know what I'm doing.
And I so appreciate that, Lou, because you came into your TEFL with many, many years of teaching experience already under your belt. But you recognize the fact that, hey, there might be some differences here between the type of teaching that you had been doing and then switching over and just teaching a language. So I appreciate that, there are differences between different parts of the education industry, and you really wanted to prepare yourself for delving deeper into this. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, was there not kind of like a job opportunity or something within this refugee volunteer teaching world that had just opened up where you felt maybe like added pressure to get your TEFL?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So all of a sudden they want to make it a little bit more formal, and our organization decided to. Went ahead with another colleague, and we went ahead and did a pilot program for online learners from Athens, and we were in the States. And I thought, you know what, I just need to get this. If we're going to advertise ourselves as online English EFL teachers, then in my mind, I need to have a TEFL. I want that on there. So it was just like, okay, I think it's about time to make it official, not just something I practiced in the past, but yeah, so that was kind of a push toward that. So that's definitely helped my motivation.
Yeah, I remember that from your very first call, like your strategy session, where you're like, yeah, I've got tons of experience. I've been over to Greece all these times, but now they want me to help set up this online program. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I would like
Yes.
something else to go along with that. So
Yeah.
then that kind of, I guess, led you into the research process of figuring out how you wanted to do your certification.
Right, right. So I got online and everybody Googles everything, and I looked at like the seven top TEFL courses, on the planet basically, and I found Goats on the Road and also Life of Brit, and so they both mentioned you, and you were in the top on one of them. You were in the top two, and in another one you were like on the seventh one, and I thought oh wow, this is great because I knew that they were reviewers who were looking at things like unbiased, no bias there at all. And I thought, okay, so what's out there? And so when I did, I was so excited because like every single person, like I'm a girl and I really love to I love to shop. I love a bargain. And when it said top online TEFL program with a free trial, I thought, I'm in. Let's do it. So it was like I got to go through a whole little module portion of one of the units, and I thought, oh yeah, this is great. And it was accredited and it was 120 hours. And then I liked what I saw when I took I really recommend taking that free trial course that gives you an insight into how you guys roll with your course. And I loved it. And then when I talked to you, I was done. I was like, yes, this is a teacher's teacher.
Oh,
Because I was a little bit nervous, as you know, I am, a retired teacher and I'm on that learning curve for technology. And I said, Whitney, I don't know. This is an online course.
and you did so well. You didn't have any issues. There was like there was a portfolio submission question, and that's really the only thing that I remember. You were good at everything with the technology.
Yeah. I was running like crazy. I thought, okay, so what fourth grader do I know in the street can come over to help me to figure out this next portion of what I'm supposed to do before I call me?
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
Yeah, I did a lot of research. I really wanted something that I thought would be recognized, and I was looking for accreditation, and yeah, I really liked what I saw. So I was like, yeah. And you were the clincher, so I was like, oh, this is cool. I can relate to her.
Thank you, Lou.
Yeah.
That means a lot. You come into this with so much experience that I appreciate that. And so then you made your choice. You started going through the program, and were there aspects of it that stand out to you that you might want to share? Just kind of what that experience was like.
Sure. Yeah. So, and I'll just kind of speak to those about you who haven't studied for a while, haven't been at grad school for a while. It's hard to sit down. So you need a strong cup of coffee. So, to get yourself to sit down and focus, because as we know, the modules have 4 or 5 units, and then there's you do some great teaching on there. And then, so I had to really sit down. So I think some of the things that really kind of helped me walk through that is I love watching teachers teach, and you had so many examples. So you would do the theory, and I'd be, like I said, I got my cup, I've got notes up the yin yang. Oh my God, being a teacher, highlight every single thing that there is, but and that's theory, and we need that theory to be in place to be able to do what we do well, but to watch it in action, that's great. You need to see a teacher. How does he or she, how do they implement it in their classroom? What happens when some of the classes, some kids came in and out and things, teenagers or, people, it wasn't perfect. And that's what I needed to see. I needed to go, okay, this is a real teacher. Excellent teachers. They were totally veterans. So they did a great job, showing us exactly how to implement, like if it was a lesson that was on listening or speaking, writing or reading, they did just a great job. So I really love that. I didn't think I would like this because Facebook, you had that thing on Facebook, and so you're supposed to report in every time you do something. I thought, oh, I really have to report it and tell her I've done my homework. So, but then I started to really love it because I like to see what other people are doing. It's so encouraging. And then when you realize that you can encourage someone else who's maybe kind of having a moment, maybe, had a plateau or life happened to them and they couldn't get back into the course for a second, that, hey, yeah, you can do it. Come on, let's go. So that was really cool. Your coaching calls, amazing. Yeah,
Oh,
those were good. So even if I didn't get to them personally, I kept every single one of those that were recorded. So I would go back and listen to them. So that's great because then we can see in person. And then there's somebody who has a great question. It probably was my question, and sometimes it would be, and sometimes it wouldn't be questions that I had, but it was just a different perspective of something that I already knew. And I thought, oh, that person came up with something I didn't think of before. So love it, love it. I just loved all of that. So awesome, awesome, good job. Great content. It was just rock solid. Yep.
yeah, Lou sent in great questions for those coaching calls. That's such a big part of it. I try to get people to understand, like, even if you can't make all the calls, like, just send in some questions, like, keep yourself engaged in that process and watch the replays.
Yeah.
Because it does help you think about things on a deeper level.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So absolutely.
So, Lou, one thing that I wanted to ask you that I can't ask most people that come on these calls is, we do come across quite a few people in today's world who are interested in doing what you are doing. So they're interested in helping the refugee population learn English. Do you have any tips or suggestions for folks that are interested in getting into that side of the industry?
Yeah, sure. I think, and you've done a really great job of kind of promoting that. I know you had a couple other resources beside Teach Beyond. You can go to teachbeyond.org or just Google Teach Beyond, and they will have just tons of places you can teach, actually all over the world. But specifically, when you want to work with refugees, if you go to Teach Beyond borders. We're kind of like the beyond borders because so some of the teachers that we have that work with Teach Beyond are in regular classrooms over in Bulgaria. They're all over, but it's a classroom, right? But our classrooms don't look like classrooms because we're in refugee camps. So love to have some help on that one. Also, we're also looking for people who would be willing to do a couple classes or even one class online. We're setting up that program. I'm actually flying over there. Here we go. And at the end of September, middle of September, I've got to look at the rates to see what's going on and hop over there. And we're working with some on the boots people there that are in Athens that are setting up the online program with the refugees who are coming in to sign up. We want to have a person actually be there to say, hey, this is the face of the online English course. So I'll be doing that with hopefully some other people, please. So yeah, definitely. Anytime you can. Euro Relief is another one. It's called Euro, EURO, Euro Relief, RELIEF. They actually are boots on the ground. If you are not a teacher and you want to just go over and volunteer for maybe a month or something, they definitely need help with putting up tents, taking down tents, distributing clothes, distributing food. Doctors Without Borders is over there. They always need people to help. So yeah, definitely we would be looking for some people for sure. So
Yeah.
yes, thank you for letting me plug this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the work that you're doing is just incredible, and it really is a fantastic opportunity for new teachers as well. Like, if someone's brand new to working, as an EFL teacher,
Yeah.
organizations like yours that offer an online component, it allows someone who's maybe just wrapping up their TEFL, or maybe they're like midway through their TEFL experience. They could have a month or two of teaching a class online and being able to help some adult language learners transition into maybe living in a new country. And there are organizations here in the US that do that as well, that we promote. So that, it's great to just know that going in, that, yeah, there are opportunities to utilize this skill set while you're while you're kind of going through this training process, or maybe shortly thereafter, help you improve your skill set, also do some good, help folks that really need that training in an affordable way. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just to get your feet wet. If you want to get your feet wet, and you want your students to be just extremely kind to you. I mean, for if you're talking to like a Somalian or Afghani, just different Syrians, and they're so thankful for anything you offer. So you will have an attentive group of people. So it's a good group of people to work with when you're trying to because they have no judgment, right? It's not like you're working with people who, as far as like they have a certain expectation, they're just happy for anything. And on that note, though, a lot of my adult refugees actually are university people. So it's like they have just this small area that they no longer can live in their country because it's a war-torn country, and they have a lot of skill sets, so they desperately need English, and they are so grateful for anything you can do. But it's amazing. It's amazing how already educated they are, like anybody is from any place. They just have had a set of circumstances that have put them in a place that they never thought they would be because of their country's governments. So yeah.
Mhm. That's such a good point, Lou. That's something that struck me when I was first teaching overseas, that you do tend to find that your students are highly motivated, like especially if you're teaching in the adult language learner space, and just learning English or up leveling their English skills can help a person so much, like in their career aspirations, in their educational aspirations. Like you're saying, they might already have a lot of training in that field, but they just are missing the English component to fully transition and do that career in another country. So you're really providing a valuable service to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, absolutely.
So Lou, the last thing I always like to ask folks is that if someone were to come to you and say, Lou, I don't know, I'm just on the fence about whether or not to get TEFL certified, like the stuff that you're doing seems so cool, but I just don't know if I could do it. Do you have any advice, any words of wisdom that you would share with them?
Yeah, I think my whole motto in life is fake it till you make it. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying, honestly, just take it bit by bit. And I encourage you, if you're interested, if you're online and you're looking at all and you're going, hey, I'm kind of interested in doing this. I'm interested in teaching English as a second language for whatever reason, like you want to start a full-on career with young people or adults, or you want to work with refugees, or you want to work with a little bit with that and a little bit with something else. If you're thinking about it at all, just jump in. I really recommend you to jump in because it's a great world and people are so understanding. I was so nervous because it's, like I said, grad school's different, and it's so hard, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to maintain that level of work because I haven't studied for so long. So yeah, but it was great. Everybody was wonderful, and I encourage you to hop right in because a lot of your world will just expand. Just like I was looking at the wonderful map behind Whitney, and I'm going, you want to increase your broaden your horizons, man. Yeah, it'll open your world for sure. Getting a TEFL, just saying.
Thanks so much, Lou.
Yep. Love you.